Good evening. Welcome to the Mancunian Way. My name is Martin. I'm your host. And tonight, we are simply going to talk about crisis. What crisis? 2 weeks ago, it's a little bit of play on words, but 3 weeks ago, some of the fan base were in meltdown, got a crisis, worst team ever. And we are a game in hand and, 2 points up the top with a game in hand? Yeah. Not that bad, Blues. Really not that bad. But we'll get into it all. I was going to say a few hellos. I said good evening to everyone. I want to wish you all a very happy new year, which we'll do tonight. Have a fantastic 2024 year, 2024. Another thing, don't forget, we are unbeaten in all competitions and a whole calendar year now at home. Wow. Smash that thumbs up as well and help your channel grow, because the more thumbs up, the more chat going on, the more interaction basically, the more your channel grows. It goes out in the search engines on YouTube. Philip Walter-Foden, play in midfield and let him play football. Been saying it for a while. Foden is KDB's long-term replacement. It's a fact. We'll see, Daniel, because somebody else might end up coming in and ruining that little dream. Rodri, man of the match to me, so good. I gave it Phil, but I can only Rodri and Phil were neck and neck on man of the match and just gave it to Phil. We're starting to get back in our rhythm. Always like January. Don't think we're quite there, but we're getting there, which is good. Finally, a home win. You make it sound like we've not lost at home all year, Jack. Remember that as well, mate. Remember that Sheffield United in their crap. Massively improved, mate, recently. Massively improved. City fans, can we trade Anthony for your Bob? No, because we don't buy crap. Sorry, United winners. Well, I won't say prima donnas, Jar. Just say that we don't buy crap. First win at home in a long time. Feels like us playing away too often. Foden was man of the match in May. FIFA random. Has anyone got a spare program from today? Mine got soaked on the way home and has fell to pieces. Oh dear. I will ask around. You can get them from the City store as well. FIFA. So the bus stop near Tesco, so you can get them. Hello from Manchester. Good win. DC, how did you enjoy your little trip? Sorry, obviously, I know you've not had the warm weather of, well, I don't know if it is warm anymore over in America, but this time of year. But yeah, hope you've enjoyed the wind and the rain. Rich is there in the background, and I'm not bringing Rich in until he changes his top, because he's got the most hanging top on, and it's got that real crap fake City badge that I don't like, and I will not have on this channel. So Rich, go and change your top, or you're not coming on. Just go and change your top. Change that. Rich, I'm being serious. I'm not having that crappy eagle top on this show. It is a bag of crap. It is a fake. Look at him. Show him the crap badge. What is that badge?
It's what I grabbed out of the drawer.
We've never represented an damn eagle. What was an eagle all about? What were the stars about? The amount of times we got relegated?
No, the amount of times we got promoted from Division 1 in the period of which we had that shirt. I do agree with you.
It was a lot of crap, that badge.
You've never seen it, but
got chills when I saw KDB warming up. That was the idea. Pep was just sending out a warning to a little bit of feel good for us and a warning to everybody else. Look who's back. The atmosphere was much more lively. Charlie's put the South Stand today. The atmosphere was good. I'm sorry, I thought the atmosphere was pretty pants again.
There was a group who didn't stop singing all game. Which
it was. You know what it was? It was 1-1-1, 1-1-10. Yeah. A little. The South Stand was not as loud as it normally is today. I had this debate. Someone in a group that I'm in was saying it, and I did a video for 5 minutes, and they went, "Oh right, sounds like a funeral." I went, "Exactly. When you're here, it doesn't sound that loud." Mm. So, but do you know what it is? I don't think it's not a City knock. I think it's a general football fan at the moment knock, because Liverpool's quiet, Newcastle last week were complaining about their atmosphere. I just think it's a football fan thing at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, the worst, I think, fans this week was Arsenal against
Arsenal,
against West Ham, and like fans just not there or leaving early because they were losing. I mean, as a display of support from the fans, Arsenal haven't got a chance in the league, because if that's how the fans are going to behave when they can't have lost many games at home in a long time. I mean, it's not like they lose at home often, and yet the fans were just not behind them. I didn't think. I thought it was poor.
No, their fans were pants. Hamza, Matt, do you think we'll sign anyone? I have got some news on all of that. I will go into that tonight. I finally got hold of the person tonight. Evening all. Hello, Vinny Reid. How are you? Another lovely win. Good controlled win. Great to see Kev back, and Alan got rid of Nunes, I see. No. Alan's ill. That's why he's not on tonight. Good evening, Blue Art. How are you, mate? And he is. I've spoke to him. He sounds really bad. Bless he's got the flu. Bless his little cotton socks. Bob the Winger, can he pass it? Yes, he can. Top of the league, loves it. What a game by Foden and Rodra. They were amazing. Evening, Powder Oaks. How are you, mate? Clean sheet feels good. Does. We need to talk about Oscar Bob. We will do. Controlled the game really well. Sheffield United played like they preferred the Championship. Sheffield United played like he was just 10 men behind the ball. It was quite boring. I've been blocked by a former City fan. Well, did you go and support someone else, Cade? Or are we live? We weren't with them, but we are live now. Merry Christmas to you as well, Jack. Yes. Paqueta might be coming. I have news on Paqueta coming up. Bad timing. Rich got the news an hour and a half ago. Don't even know if he was awake when I sent the message to him. Bad timing. City just starting on match of the day. Andre on the list for John again. He's on a list, but I don't think it's happening, Steve. Let's put it that way. Not with what I got told. Anyway, I hope Sheffield United get relegated. They are boring. Could Everton go down? They could. They do seem to have just hit a little bit of black ice come the old winter time. You like that little pun there? Winter, Everton, and a bad run. Black ice. You like that, Rich? No, forget it.
I think it was, it's a bit early 90s tabloid for me.
Sorry, I was at my Christmas crack, What a 2023 for the blue side of Manchester, like the red side. Yeah, Salford. Just putting Salford in top of the league. Top of the league now. Evening Blues, evening Peter. How are you? It has been a mega 2023, Steve. City, English teams, 5 trophies. I am going to try and come back to your. There's loads of people in the chat, and I do appreciate it. Alan's thrown in a super chat. Sorry, I'm not on. I'm sick in bed with a cold. Good win. Going in class, and Nini's not picked.
9s. It must mean he's got to be 9s. Has got to be Haaland, the number 9.
Who the hell's going in? Who's going in?
Gonan's a hobbit. He's watching Lord of the Rings, I think.
He's watching something else than what he should be doing.
Yeah, Gonan's, or maybe it's Star Trek or something.
I think he means Foden's class and Nunes not picked. Bless him. He's ill and we're still picking on him. We love you really, Alan. Hope you get well soon, mate. Do you think false 9 is back in favour? Nope. Because Alvarez wasn't playing false 9 today. I will. I'm going to come back to your groups, your chat anyway. So, Rich, 2-0. We'll go through the little team that we played. Oh, no, I'm bringing up the Notts Forest team. Just to rub a little bit of salt in that wound. I will throw you out the old teams today. So the teams in a total was Edison, Kyle Walker. I've got some news on Kyle Walker as well, because that what happened during the game is not what people think. It's not what people think. I will say that. Kyle Walker, Akanji, Ake, Gavadio, Mateo Kovacic, Rodri, Bernardo Silva, Phil, Stockport, Messi. Forget Iniesta. He's now Stockport, Messi. Jack Grealish, who was pants today, I will be honest, he was crap. But I don't think he should have played. I think his head was somewhere else after the last 2 horrible days of his life. I think he should have been not played. And I think Pep kind of admitted that afterwards that he shouldn't have played him. But hey, in hindsight and all that. And Julian Alvarez led the line. Ruben Diaz, Calvin Phillips, who likelihood has now played his last. That may. All I will say is that is likely to be Calvin Phillips' last ever game in a Manchester City shirt as of today. Kevin De Bruyne, lovely to see, by the way. Rich, did we tell everyone De Bruyne will be back on the bench before January?
Well, I always thought he'd be back after the Saudi World Cup. He's probably a few weeks behind that, but the beauty with it now is that they can afford to give him some time in the FA Cup if they want or not. I mean, really, we wouldn't need him in the team really till that Newcastle game, which is what, the 13th. So he's got another 2 weeks, and even then, I'd imagine, they'll have him slated in for half a game in his first Premier League game, not a full one. So he'd probably come on or start with the idea to take him off. But it's magic to have him back. And he looks fitter than I think he looks a bit skinnier than he has in a while.
He does. He
looks healthy. And he doesn't look tired. He looks
too skinny. Now, my fat little ass can't say jack really, but
the
guy looks a bit too skinny.
But I think that might be. Yeah, I think he might be trying to go a little lighter because if he's a little lighter, it'll put a little bit less strain. So he might be thinking, it might be a deliberate ploy, to protect from the injury, just being slightly smaller. But he looks younger than he has for you.
You say Echeverri, what do you mean could be what guy? Because Echeverri is staying out on loan for 12 months, mate. He's not coming straight into Manchester. Yes, I'm giving you the rundown on Walker. Finally, a clean sheet. Christ, she's a United fan. I think Bob will make it City. Oh, not half. Not half. The club is stupid to buy someone for the middle and move forward to wing again. Foden is not a winger. Paqueta is on the list, mate, and Paqueta is no longer on a list. Paqueta is now in the headlights, shall we say. They are trying to get this done. Everything seemed very flat in the first half, fans included. I agree with you, mate. I thought the atmosphere was a bit again today. It's hard because people are saying it was the best atmosphere in a while. If you're going back to Liverpool and you're going back to the other games, yeah. But that was complete silence nearly, so I don't know. Credit to 1-1-10, 1-1-11, and a little bit of the South Stand didn't shut up. But the rest of the stadium, quiet, like just ghost town. Get well soon, Alan. That's a nice badge. It's not a nice badge. The kit's nice. I do like that kit. Reminded me of an old bin bag, but it was a nice kit with a two-tone black, but the badge, nah. And Eagles never represented Jack in our history, so what that was...
It was just nothing. It was nothing to do with anything.
I'm sure he just did it just to try and be different.
If only I thought so hard about stuff when I wake up in the morning and I just pull something out of an old drawer.
What can I wind Martin up with this morning? Well, I think Alvarez was the man of the match. Totally underrated for me. Fair enough. Why we love this blue art? All opinions, mate. The weather wasn't bad.
It's not a bad shout, actually. Alvarez had his best game in a while, I thought. His movement was fantastic.
Piss off, BB. We had the stars on before we got promoted, so don't be giving me that one. And don't say it was in hindsight either. Look, he's back again. Champions again. Ole, ole. It's the only song that went round today.
Yes.
The only song that actually went round. The badge is part of the club's history, like it or not. Yeah, I know what you mean, babe, but I never understood it. I think we need.
It's definitely generational, Martin. The badge. We're having a chat in the pub about it, and for fans who go back before the badge. Very, very few like it. All the ones who had the original badge in the 70s and 80s, not many people like the badge, whereas a lot of people who grew up with it and it was the badge of their childhood still like it. Still see that as the original badge because they weren't old enough to see the original badge. And I'm sure there's some old City fans who are going, pre-war or something, who hate the badge that we've got now because that wasn't the real original badge.
We'll try and jump on in a bit. At work, trying to get Spencer Pride in back to the Qantas Lounge. Shouldn't Spencer Pride just get into the Qantas Lounge? I mean, it's Spencer Pryor. Come on, Pat.
I hope Pat tries as hard for me next time I'm flying.
ITK, Matt, I'm not no ITK. Stop saying that. Adam said the Sharks are loading. Was today the last time you see Calvin in a shirt? More than likely. But I don't think he'll play anyway. They support Ipswich now. All right, okay. I still send Eva Vecchini to Alan in Eva Medicine. Eva Medicine. Yeah, I like that one. Demesh, thank you for continuing your membership for the 7th month. Don't forget, we will be doing the membership giveaway tonight live on the channel at the end. We're going to try and keep this about an hour. I will be doing a Twitter space afterwards as well for any late night people who are the late night owls. There will be a Mancunian Way Twitter space after this. But Damesh, thank you for renewing your membership. Superb, mate. And also, before we get into this, there has also been a gift of a membership by Mark Fogg, who was an absolute legend. Thank you. He's gifted 5 memberships tonight to Adam. He's gone to O'Kanus, Punets, Dave Dutt, and Colonel Ward. Thank you so much. You have also now been added into our end of the year or the end of the month membership. 3 points, 3 points, 3 points. Exactly. Evening, Martin Rich. Hope you are well. Is anyone not sick? There was a few times when everyone had immune systems.
I'm not sick.
Yeah, you're not human. Great win, needed a controlled win. Former City fan or a Farmer City fan, whichever one you want. Evening all the best for the new year. Same to you as well, Ray, and everyone within the chat. Did your dogs have a very Merry Christmas, Rich? Woof, woof.
They did. They had a lovely time. Although a bit disappointed when Oxford lost because, being Oxford fans, not City fans. So I took the piss out of them.
Adrian's even got up early in Vietnam to wish Alan to get better. Good evening, Adrian. Might not be feeling better a little bit. I'm on antibiotics now, so they're kind of working. They're not fully. I might end up back at the docks next week. But we'll see. The 5 lags in the East Stand are the ones on the pitch were brilliant. Yeah, we're going to get into it. All right. So, Rich, what did you make of the lineup and first half, really?
Well, I think kind of the goalkeeper and defence was as expected. I kind of thought, I hadn't really thought we wouldn't play Jack because Jack's been so good. The only one I was kind of debating, and I was erring towards Kovacic because of the second half, was whether they go with Kovacic or Nunes. And I think Kovacic probably had the better of the Everton game in terms of keeping possession and control. He's a bit more suited to that. So I guess it was, apart from that debate on Nunes versus Kovacic, it was as we're expecting. We still haven't got enough players fit that we've really got a dilemma. I mean, Diaz was still coming back. So, in a few weeks' time, when De Bruyne's fit, Haaland's back, Doku, Stones, Diaz.
Someone else
then,
in the field.
Yeah, possibly. Then it's going to be really hard to name the team. Whereas I think the last few weeks it's been, you've known there's these 13 players. It's going to come from amongst them. So it really is only, is it Nunes or Kovacic? Are they going to let Lewis have a game? Although for some reason Lewis seems to be Europe more than the Premier League this season. He seems to be picked every Champions League game, but not necessarily in the Premier League. So I think it was, you know, until we get enough players fit, it's not that big a complexity to work out who's going to play.
Yeah, no, good one. I like I said, by the way, Alan, thank you for that. Let's all laugh at United for your super chat. So a moment, I'll give you all 10 seconds to laugh at United.
I thought they were back. Oh no, they're not.
Back again.
I'll tell you that man who sells the Norwich scarves must just be, his demand must just be ridiculous. You know, it's like, high demand today, no demand tomorrow. You know, just a bit crazy, really.
Surprised Matt Goldfish didn't celebrate. I know. Who's Jade? No idea who Jade is. Kev looks lean. He is sub 2. Martin, a legend. No, mate, you are the legend. Thank you very much for joining us. You are the legend, sir. Aussie with the Champions League there, says Adam. So Bruno Fernandes skips one ended up on the pitch. He's talking about the rat at half time.
Nice. Yeah.
Echeverri could be the guy who rotates with Wayne KDB down in the next few years. Possibly. We'll see. We'll see. It depends if we get who we're going after in Jam. It was great to see Kev back running the touchline. Hopefully he'll get a run out against Huddersfield. We'll see. Pep's aiming more for Newcastle, but I wouldn't always believe what Pep says anymore. Good evening, Julia. I checked the heat maps. The rat pot shifting. How do you feel about Walker being too tired? I don't know if he was tired. Paqueta in January or the summer. We'll get into that, I promise you. Why was Grealish subbed? Because he was not very good and really shouldn't have started. Head was not in that game. And for the idiots who did what they did to Grealish's family is disgusting, by the way. When your own family are sat in a house and burglars are robbing you while you are in the house now, shows you what kind of world we live in now. They haven't even got the goal now to wait for you to go out. They do it while you're in. You know, you're still in your house and you still get burgled. More front than Blackpool. I don't get it. You know, by the way, that's why he did run down the tunnel at Everton at the end. He raced down because he'd had a notification about his alarm. I mean, to me, I thought that first half today was worse than our first half against Everton. Because I think against Everton, we were making the goalie make saves. Today, we just looked a bit, we just didn't look quite at it in the first half.
I thought we were just incredibly in control. I mean, all game, the thing that kept being popping up at Arsenal was the number of passes we'd completed. And, you know, we were heading for, I don't think we quite got there, but we were heading for a Premier League record for the most passes. So we were just passing around and controlling that game. What we weren't doing was being quite as direct or creating as many chances against Everton. But I think the main reason with that, Martin, is that Everton were going for the win against City. Everton were going for a win where 2 or 3 would break quick. Sheffield United weren't. Sheffield United had those 2 or 3, not looking to break, but defending around the box. So we just didn't. They probably had 3 more players defending than Everton did when we were going forward, and therefore it was a different game. I don't know that we played worse. I just think we were playing against a much more defensive setup.
I would agree with that. I think Everton wanted to get some out of the game. Sheffield United.
I think Everton thought they'd win. And
I'll be honest with you.
I thought that some of us did.
Did you hear Chris Wilder's comments afterwards? Kind of summed it up. He went,
no.
When you walk straight on the pitch and the first thing you see is those 5 trophies, you realise who you're up against. And I think some of the Sheffield United players did that. They sort of walked out, saw all them trophies and went, oh, crap. And they just became a 10-man wall and didn't move from there on in. And one thing I will say, by the way, on this, play him in the cup may not be here for all that FIFA is the point I'm making. He may not be here. And do you want him cup tied? Will his new club want him cup tied FIFA? The one thing I will say, Rich, is this for me was the game for Wadoku. because this is where you want your fast winger in behind that back five.
Yeah.
Get in behind, split them wide open.
Or a striker. Or your Haaland.
Yeah, or a Haaland. What you did not want is a Grealish or a Bernardo who come in and turn into the middle and come into traffic. So today, I just thought was a little bit. These are the games sometimes you want a Doku for. Do you remember Bournemouth? The reason Doku was so damn good against the Bournemouth team was because their low block wasn't going to help them.
Yeah.
Because we could just pick them apart around the back.
Yeah. And honestly, I think that City to me looked like a team who wanted to control the entire game and keep a clean sheet. You know, to me, they didn't look desperate to go and try and win 5-2. They looked like they wanted to win 1-0, 2-0, 3-0, but they looked like they wanted a really controlled game without any jeopardy. And to be honest, you know, I think they had a couple of half chances. I mean, they really, I mean, their best spell was about 3 minutes towards the end of the first half. They really did not. They just really weren't at the races. And City, therefore, played in second or third gear, just played really controlled, safe, non-jeopardy football. So it was a bit, you know, it was a bit of a dull game in that sense, but we were in total control and we must have, I mean, got very, very close to 1,000 passes by the end of the game if we didn't get more than 1,000.
Apparently there was another record. I think I'll look it up. Sure, there was a record on passes and possession today. DC, yes, all good except Julie, all our love and support with you, Julie, you and your family. I hope everything gets sorted out and everything does improve with your mother. We're always here, you know, there's 24/7 for anything you ever need. And Blue Art, spot on with what he says. Alan's back with another super chat, $2.99. Thank you so much, Alan, you generous, cold-ridden person. But he's come out with a real controversial comment here, Rich. Shocking.
Yeah.
Nunes to be sold to anyone.
It's just ridiculous.
We need fullbacks that can cross, in my opinion. My opinion, FIFA, the fullbacks shouldn't be bloody crossing. My fullback shouldn't be the ones crossing. But hey ho. Kovacic played well. Thought he had a better second half than he did first half. First half, thought he was non-existent. But I thought a lot of them were pretty non-existent. Because I'll be honest with you, I even thought Nathan Aki had a bit of a sloppy first half. Because if you look, Akanji plays a ball to him in that first half, and Akanji loses all sight of it, and the ball goes 5 yards behind him, and he lets it roll out for a throw-in. And that's because Ake wasn't there. He wasn't just with it. Watch it. Akanji was right in front of me. I don't like getting my phone out during the game. But the simple fact is, Akanji went, nice 5-yard ball to Ake, and Ake just let it go out for a throw. That just showed where I don't think the Reds were there. And Pep said it. They're not always playing like champions. They're the best team in the world. He's expecting them to play like that. And I don't think they sometimes believe it.
I think it's quite hard to play against a team who are just offering nothing against you. I think it's quite hard because you can just pass around for 3 minutes without any threat of losing the ball. And, you know, you're not. Some of the games we played recently, if we tried to do that, eventually someone would press us into losing the ball and we causes a problem. But to me, Sheffield United just didn't look like. It looked like if they
were beat before they turned up.
Yeah, it was a weird game in that respect. It was just there didn't seem to be any jeopardy to us. So
do you know what it was? Do you remember them teams that used to go to the Swamp 20 years ago and they were beat before they got off the bus?
That was today.
That's what Sheffield United were today.
And you see that you know, and generally, I'd say in the Premier League this year, there's been next to nobody who's come with that attitude. Like Everton thought they could beat us. Palace kept back. The reason Palace got back in the game is Palace didn't think they'd lost, even when they're 2-0 down against the best team in the world. They're still thinking we can go and get something out of this game. And exactly the same against Chelsea the other day. I saw some, you know, Palace actually should have got a win against Chelsea. They were much the better team. But probably about the first time this season, Sheffield United just looked like, they weren't intending to take.
I do think it's hard, and that's why I never thought that first half against Everton was anywhere near as bad as some said, because I would say that first half today was a lot worse than the first half against Everton. A lot worse. And we were so much more in control, but the trouble is you can also be too much in control.
We weren't creating the chances like we did against Everton.
It was like, well, they felt like they were playing themselves today, and that sounds so much for slapping the face to Sheffield United, but they had no intention to come and do out.
Yeah.
There was no intention there.
Whereas Everton always had a few players waiting for the break, always had a few players looking for space on the outside. So they were like, Everton were maybe defending with 7 players back to but Sheffield United was like 10 players. So we had 3 extra players space against Everton to create things. And against Sheffield United, it filled up the box. There's 18 players in there, and then we start passing back.
So I agree with Steve Black. Depends on the position City would up it against better teams. That's my issue.
Yeah.
Why would you waste a lot of energy when you don't have to do? And that sounds arrogant, but maybe conserve your energy if you don't have to go and expand yourself out. If you don't need to do it, don't do it. But sometimes it's weird. It's weird thing.
That's what makes the difference. Come April, May, if there's a title race and if there's teams in there, then the teams who've been able to play at 70% at this time of year are going to have more energy to give 110. And we've seen it with Liverpool, we've seen it with City before, burning yourself out, possibly Arsenal last year, burning yourself out by March, and then you just
I'd say the stats of the game
don't finish as you can.
You can make your own sort of as you want to go along with this. But the statistics of the game was quite sort of damning, really, if you want to put it into that sort of thing. But City had 81% possession, 81%, 19% by Sheffield United. We had 18 shots, 4 on target, which again shows you our lack of probably finishing. I'll tell you, I had a debate with someone who I do get the information, the person I get the info off. I had a debate with them at halftime today about the play, and we had a bit of not disagreement, but we didn't agree fully. But Sheffield United had 4 compared to their 2, and the 2 chances they had was in the first half, which was the Akanji one, which he sort of played, and then the Edison save. If you remember, he sort of edited it, and Edison, it looked very slow-mo, and then Edison just sort of went, I don't know if it was a camera save or it looked good. I need to go and watch it back, because I don't know if he could have just got his hand and just got it, but I'm not sure if the dive made it look a bit more dramatic. Yes, Haaland, he's still touch and go. He's not injured, but he's touch and go. Alvarez needs to improve. But the debate I had, Rich, was quite simple. I get more worried when we stop creating the chances than I do about putting the chances away. And what I mean by that is, I know putting your chances away is a temporary thing, or not putting your chances away. At some point, you're going to, that's a temporary thing. You're going to start hitting the net at some point. And not only that, that could be defenders throwing the bodies in the way and all that sort of thing, or going out for a corner. Hitting a post, because hitting a post or a crossbar doesn't count as a shot on target within football, believe it or not, because the goal and the crossbar are not at the goal. But that's what I said. I would get more worried when we're not creating chances, because then there's a bigger issue going on. So while, yes, we are wasting some chances, but while we're still creating 18 to 20 to 25 chances a game, I'm happy. Then I'm happy. So, especially against the team that play a flat back 10. We'll come on to that, FIFA. You're way ahead of us on the Huddersfield game. They have 9 points, get a grip. Who do? Who are we talking about? We're talking about Sheffield United. So what do you want us to start about? You can only beat what's put in front of you. I don't understand that. I don't understand that comment. Never mind. Although Docker would have been good again. Yeah, no, listen, very impressed with Oscar one. We'll come on to that. Definitely. The record is 100 POs. We're very close to it to beat today. I thought it was either close or we were.
Yeah, they were, with about 12 minutes left, they had about 900 and something. So it was going to be neck and neck.
Not on Sid, by the way. Ladies and gentlemen, it is your channel, so you've got to help it grow. Smash that thumbs up. It is your channel, ladies and gents. Hello, Alec Johnson. How are you, mate? Good evening. Agree, Rich. That's what total control looks like, a bit one-sided. And I think, Rich, that's where it can also look a bit boring.
Yeah, well,
the thing is, no one else is getting involved in it.
Yeah. And it becomes easier when you can pass it around 100 times between attempts if no one's trying to get the ball off you. If you do that against a team who were playing a bit better, like, we had this problem against Chelsea. They had the energy and the bodies in midfield and the youth that if we tried to pass it around 100 times, eventually we were going to lose it and they'd get a chance. Whereas Sheffield United, they weren't trying to get the ball back. They weren't really trying to press us and put us under pressure so that we'd make mistakes. So we were able to do it in second gear.
Højbjerg. So up to now, we've had Dyer and Højbjerg. The people on money for Spurs. What? Right on the pitch today, those rags are invading everywhere. I agree with what someone says here, by the way. Hang on, where is it? Alan's creating a Ballon d'Or contender with Nunes feels like Plodry all over again.
It does feel a bit like Plodry.
And it is good to have you back, FIFA, by the way. So I'm so happy to see you, mate. Matt Goldfish in Meltdown, yeah. Danny Moore, thank you for your super chat. Super duper. Bobby's like a cross between Sane and David Silva. He did well.
Yeah.
Let's not go to that level yet, Danny. I know what you're saying, but David Silva is like the greatest ever player I've seen in a blue shirt. Oscar Bobby's nowhere near that yet, mate. So, like,
to me,
know what you're saying, but that's way too much praise now.
I don't really understand the Sané. He hasn't got the pace and everything. He's got the haircut of Sané, but that's about it. He's, his pass was Silva-esque. That pass was.
No, it wasn't passing. Everyone
wasn't any Sané-esque.
This is what I love football so much about.
But
next week, Rich,
do you know what? If that had been a United player, or if that had been Trent Alexander-Arnold, that pass would have been.
I remember him playing at Newcastle, and everyone said he was shit. So you can't win. But this is why, look, he's a young lad. He's going to have great games. He's going to have good games. He's going to have not so good games.
Do you know what?
That's part
all we need with our young players like him is that he can come on and not make the side worse. And the truth is, he can come on and the side can play as well as it did when Jack Grealish was playing before him. And if he can do that, that's what we need. We're not going to have players who come on and play like, Messi or Phil Foden at his best or something like that. We need players who come on and don't make mistakes. And that's, ultimately for Pep, it's as much not making mistakes and losing the ball and giving away control that matters to Pep. And that's one thing that Bob can do well and come in and.
Oh, yeah. Listen, I'm not saying
the control.
Danny's entitled opinion. I really do appreciate it. I'm not going to go with Danny. I'm saying, and this is why I love these things, because it's all opinions and we all see it a bit different. So I remember when I did it with Foden, when Foden come in and scored against Tottenham, and I was like, play him. And I was like, if you're not going to play him, send him out on loan, because I wanted him in every game. And you just you're not going to get Oscar Bob in this team on the regular for another year or two. He's now permanently in the City first team squad, but he's not going to be playing 20 and 30 games.
But do you know what? If he gets 10 and 15 minutes, if we feel we can bring him on at the 70th minute or 75th minute and take the edge off our other players so that they don't get into that red zone, and overplay, that will make a huge difference to the number of injuries we get and to the end of the season. So, fantastic. Let's just hope he can.
Ortega was on the bench, mate.
It was Carson, you mean?
Carson. I don't know how long. What was it? I don't know. I thought Carson was there. I know Carson wasn't. I don't know how long.
I think he was on the bench.
I'm expecting Ortega to be gone summertime. I don't think he'll be here past the summer because he wants number one. He wants number one games. And this is always the problem. Always the problem. MCFR TV, welcome, mate. I know you were having a show. Go over there, give MCFR a lot of love. Young lad, up and coming. Again, something different for Manchester City fans. Go and show him a lot of love. Probably aren't supposed to celebrate a win since they only have 9 points. And that's why I don't get they're only this and they're only that. West Ham beat Arsenal.
Generally this season, the teams down the bottom have been pretty good as well. I thought Luton gave us a good game. I think maybe Burnley didn't, maybe Sheffield United didn't, but I don't think there's that many teams down the bottom who aren't capable of giving a good game. There's going to be. I mean, the big thing, Martin, now that's going to start to have an effect is when the players go to the AFCON, because there's teams like Bournemouth who are going to lose 4 or 5 players.
Well, United are improving, Rich. Onana's going.
Yeah. Teams like City are going to lose no one. So
we're not losing anyone, mate.
Exactly. We lose no one. And Liverpool lose by far this season.
Liverpool losing someone.
Their only good attacker of this season. Yeah. I mean, that's a major issue for them. You've got, Spurs are going to lose their anchor in midfield, like Brighton lose 3 or 4. It's definitely going to have some effect because of the injuries this year.
Spurs are losing too. They're losing Son because it isn't just the AFCON; it's the Asia Cup as well.
So they're losing their midfield and their front.
Yeah,
kind of.
That's what someone said. So it would have to be the AFCON and the Asia Cup all at the same time. It's like just sod's law with it.
Yeah. And Arsenal lose party, don't they? So if they get
piss off people when KDB started warming up there. Tell you what, Rich, do you want to tell everyone what you texted in the group when KDB was warming up?
I'd looked down and KDB came on to warm up, and I thought we'd scored a third. So I look up thinking we've scored. That's the noisiest the crowd's been all day, and it was Kev running down the line, and you could just see the fans behind him, the effect on the fans seeing him back. But I think he looks fitter than he has in years, and he just looks so much more relaxed than he has in years. I think all the niggles and I think he's been pretty much exhausted for 5 years straight. I think he's been carrying niggles for 5 years straight, and I think maybe, apart from fixing up his hamstring, all the niggles and the exhaustion he suffered has probably actually been, addressed better than it has since he was in his early 20s. So it's going to be fascinating to see him coming back, because he might actually come back in a better shape than we've seen him for many seasons.
Sorry, I'm getting shouted out of Alan because I'm not reading super chats. League 8, thank you.
Want me to read out Alan's super chats? We're rubbish. Nunes, sell him.
By the way, LB in the comments.
We might not get
you want to come on, mate? Let us know and I'll send you a link. Rumours today, Paqueta in January. Yes, I will come. I promise you, I'm coming to the news I was told earlier. Promise you I'm going to get there. Just bear with us. I promise you, League 8. Thank you so much for your very, very kind your generosity, mate. Really just appreciate it. Are we still linked with Chilwell? No, mate. Chilwell, forget that. Right, second half, Rich. Do you know what? That Rodri goal, it was really weird because I screamed. I'm sat there and it was bang in front of me. Foden gets the ball. I can't remember if he fell over or whether he just got tackled. In my head, I'm thinking he's kind of got tackled and fallen together. Rodri takes on the ball, and for some reason, right in front of me in my eye line, I watched the Sheffield United team just go split. Yeah. And I went, oh, he's got room. And I screamed at the top of my lungs, hit it. Because it was honestly, watch it back, ladies and gentlemen. It was like the party of the Red Sea. I don't know what it was like. Rodri got the ball and everyone just separated. And he just ran into it and went, hit it. And he did. And it was in. It was just, I thought it was superb.
Oh, yeah. I thought it was particularly
That was your cue, Rich.
Yeah, I'd had my bet on Rodri and 3-0, which sadly didn't come to be. But so I had a feeling that Rodri was gonna. It was about time. It felt like Rodri was going to get the goal, but it was was it Romario who used to do that with, because it was a toe poke. It was a toe punt. It was a thing of beauty. Probably like me playing as an 8-year-old. But
Hang on, you had a go at me the other night when I was comparing my right to left foot and folded, and you've just done that.
No, I'm comparing the.
Don't compare your 8-year-old footballing days to Rodri. Behave, Rich.
No, I'm saying that I used to hit toe punts, and it was a bit of a toe punt. It was Rich, wonderful.
You break your toe if you hit with them footballs now.
Yeah. It was wonderful to see a Premier League toe punt goal in a while. And it was,
Grealish had a pop at that. Do you know what? So I think it was the Everton game. You know when Grealish toe poked it? Whoever was the commentator went, it's nice to see a little bit of a toe poke every now and again. It don't always have to be it with the outside of the foot and swerve and all that. He said the old-fashioned toe poke just does the job as well. He's actually quite right. Yes, Lewis is in the chat. Good evening, mate. How are you? I'm just trying to get into it. So, and then obviously we go 1-0 up. What did you make of the Grealish Bob sub? Because that was done quite early in the second half. And I think it caught a lot of people off guard. Sorry, Rich is either in the chat or Rich is currently on his phone at the same time. And I don't know which one it is till I get later down in the chat to see which one.
No, I'm not on the chat. I was replying to a message about Cole Palmer from my old mate Simon.
Yeah, jeez. Carry on, Rich. What did you make of the sub?
What did I make of the subs? That fantastic to see us rotate the team, and actually Pep made changes at 1-0, which is almost unheard of. He made changes at 2-0, which is also almost unheard of. So it said something about what he felt about Sheffield United, that his whole thing is never change when you're in control, never change when the game is in jeopardy. We'll see him so many times we're 1-0 down and it's the 85th minute, he's changed nothing. And the fact that he made the changes he did against Sheffield United meant that he was telling all of us that he did not think Sheffield United were a danger to score a goal, let alone anything else. And it was great to see Bob, and we got that fantastic goal between the three, him, Bob, Foden, Alvarez. Similar, just quick, little, intelligent, great passing footballers. Positioning, Foden's run, fantastic. Bob took out 4 players with one pass there. The vision to get that pass and to actually execute it as he did, and then for Foden to get that, and for Alvarez to have anticipated Foden's run. I mean, that goal was like the perfect Pep goal. That is, Pep would have been watching that goal about 20 times on repeat in the evening.
No, he will. But I mean, it's very unlike Pep to make, because if you look at all his substitutions today, they were all early. The next 2 came on the 60-minute mark.
Yeah, and the funny thing is,
so I mean,
it wasn't like we're playing 3 games a week the next few.
Oh no, they've got 3 days off now. They've got 3 days off.
So he was able to rest players at a time when it's not even as desperate as normal. But I think it's about avoiding injuries. I think I think he's realised how fatigued the squad's getting, how many injuries we've got, and I just think he was, looking for chances to avoid injury.
But like you said, listen, nothing against Jack. Just thought it wasn't his day, for obvious reasons. Thought he was poor, probably. Like I said, I think it's very hard when it's a back 10 like that. More of a Doku game, but Doku wasn't fit. Simple fact is, I thought Oscar Bob did really well. I thought he did very, very well. Really good, exciting prospects. Gave some at Sheffield United something completely different to think about, as you said. And that ball, in fact, there was 2 balls in there. There was the Oscar Bob ball to Foden, and then the Foden ball across. Because the Foden ball across as well, Rich, that's what you call a goalkeeper's and defender's nightmare. Because defender touches it, it's an own goal. The keeper comes out, he don't know what to do, and Alvarez is just open net.
Everything about that goal, from Bob having the composure to actually pause, to Phil picking that run, to Bob executing a pass which gets to Phil through 4 players, because there were 4 players there to stop Bob getting a crossing or getting a ball in. For Phil to get that, to execute the ball he did, and for Alvarez to be there to actually, at the split second, to just absolutely hit it in without any chance of missing. It was just perfect. And the 3 of them, it was just utterly City-esque in that, those little clever, great movement, great little passing players just, seemed to come out of City, and, players that Pep loves. It was 3 of them executing to perfection.
Yeah. Rodrigo's beautiful toe poke, but control with power. Good play.
Yeah. I love a toe poke.
Seeing that we've been linked with James this evening, James is an absolute injury nightmare. I don't want him anymore. He's falling apart. My words, we will get a Glatsko signing like Kimmich in the summer. Kimmich is looking more like the summer now. Maybe this is why he's now getting an agent.
Martin, do you think that we would not have a chance of... If James was at City, he wouldn't need to play every week. We've got Kyle Walker. It would be a signing
because Kyle Walker's 33, 34. He ain't going to be here.
He's in time, but I'm saying he wouldn't need to start today. We would have from now till the middle of, probably 12, 18 months, that he wouldn't have to play every day, that we could rest him, that we could rehabilitate him, that we could build him up. It sounds pretty much like Chelsea are going to have to sell Gallagher and James to avoid a massive points deduction, and which is mad, because they've got themselves in a position where Gallagher, I think, has been, as good a player as they've had this season, but they have to sell players from their academy. They need 100 million or whatever. It's James and Gallagher have got to go, and that's the heart of Chelsea in many ways. So I know if they want 95 million and James wants 400k a week, that I'm not saying we go at that level, but if you could get Reece James for, a price reflecting his injury record, 50, 60 million, 65, something like that,
wouldn't touch him
for him.
No,
would you not?
Not anymore. Used to love it, Rich. I'm sorry, the guy's made out of biscuits completely. He makes John Stones look like a fit person. Sorry, Rich.
Yeah, but the thing is, what I'm saying is, I don't know what the background to his injuries is.
I get it.
We would give him a medical, and we would,
There's a stat the other day. He's played less games in the last 2.5 years than any other fullback nearly.
Oh, I can believe that.
Not there, Rich.
But what I'm saying is, why is that? Is that because he's not getting the right treatment?
He's
being rushed back? Or is it because he's got a consistent injury?
Has he had operations on his hamstring?
Well, that's what I'd like us to go and give it. I'd like us to.
You want me to go and do a background research on Sir Reece James' medical history? I'll ring his GP. I'll get his surgeon on the hotline.
Absolutely.
What do you want me to do on that, Rich?
No, I'm not saying you. I'm saying City should, because
I will.
If you could get him staying fit, He'd be the best right back in the Premier League for 10 years.
You don't look at a YouTube thing or watch him in a game and then go, well, have him. They do background checks on whether you're married, go out to nightclubs. They know what they're doing, mate.
And I'm saying, and if they have, and he's not going to ever get fit, fair enough, don't go near him. But if they think they could fix him,
I agree with you, Rich. I just think we've got to be. I love the way you said we need to do background checks.
No, I meant City. No, I meant City. Have we really understand?
Slazer, I have a question. Does Louis or Bob met your team? What do you mean team? Starting 11? Our best starting 11? No. Future starting 11s? Yes.
One thing I'll disagree on that, Martin, is I think Rico Lewis does make our starting 11 in Europe.
Our best 11 right now. He's just not including
when we're playing twice a week.
No,
he'll be starting
what
half
I think
the games.
He's making is if you're playing Real Madrid in the semi-final, you're playing Rico Lewis. No, Rich, you're not. He gets bullied like a 5-year-old on a pitch. Yeah. Come on,
not against Real Madrid because of Walker. Walker's got spell over. I
think that's what he means. He means you're 11 on the regular. No, he doesn't.
Yeah, but what I would do is if I was playing Luton on Saturday and Real Madrid on Tuesday, I'd start Lewis against Luton.
Oh yeah, don't deny that.
I don't want Walker playing twice a week, so I'd be starting Rico another. Yeah, but he'd be starting another 15 games this season. For me.
Is he a backup or is he in your 11?
Oh, my dog has no opinion on Rodri's side foot versus toe poke.
Grealish was taken out all the time. No wonder he gets I felt for him today, mate. Rich, mate, thoughts about getting Wrexham in the next round of the FA Cup?
How is it that someone mentions my dogs in the comments and now they've like, it's almost like they're psychic.
I want to know why Wrexham's coming to your thinking, Rich.
Oh, that would be great, Wrexham, if they get through.
You're not a Wrexham fan. You're an Oxford fan.
Oxford. No, but I'd love to see City scoring like 15 against them in their documentary next season.
Big up, man, and Rich. So obviously, who was your man of the match, Rich, out of today's thing, and then we'll move on to the news everyone's dying to hear about. Because I'll give you mine, Phil Foden, and I'm going to tell you, we're going to end it on this. Well, end this section of the post-match on this. I don't think Phil Foden gets picked up enough by our fan base sometimes. Do you know what it is with me? Phil Foden glides on a football pitch. He doesn't run. He glides. Now, I am not as old as Alan. I am not as old as Rich. I never got the privilege of watching the Jinxie.
I'm not as old as Alan.
Right, so Alan watched the Jinxie live. I presume Alan watched Ballet on Ice. I never watched the Ballet on Ice. Which was Colin Bell playing football on a bed of snow. That is what Foden reminds me of. The guy looks like he's just gliding across an ice pitch. He's just amazing. I'm running out of superlatives to talk about Phil Foden now. And if you look statistically, all of his joy and his goals and his best performances have been in the middle of midfield.
Yeah, I must admit, I'd have given Rodri man of the match today. I thought he upped his intensity, and I thought he actually did a bit more defensively than he has recently. He was getting whilst he did get up and he got the goal and he was forward a bit. I think tactically Pep has brought him slightly further back in the last two games, and I thought that he had more control. Was much more flawless than he was a couple of weeks ago, and I thought he was running in treacle a few weeks ago and he looked like he needed a month off. But I thought today maybe it was just Sheffield United's poorness. I thought he was the heart and soul of the team again, and both defensively and going forward. So I'd have given him the edge over Foden, although Foden had a great game. I thought Alvarez is a shout for man of the match. I thought Alvarez was up there with Foden. His movement and he covered so much ground, and picked up the ball in so many places and made dangerous runs. I thought he was really solid. I thought Kovacic was better than he has been for a while. But again, is that just because they didn't really put the pressure on? Anyway, you're supposed to be telling us a story about Kyle Walker.
I'm waiting for you. I'm just
I'll go Rodri, man of the match. But
for me,
it could have been Foden.
It could have been Rodri, but Rodri was exceptional today. But I'm just going to give it to our Stockport Messi, because I thought the guy looked like Messi today. I thought he was exceptional. Mark Fogg has given 5, another 5. You are a superstar, mate. And they have gone to 5 very generous people who will enjoy these. FIFA has got 1. Sub2 has also got 1. Iksa Abdulaskiwa has also got 1. Sorry for pronouncing your name totally wrong there, mate. Clinical has also got 1. So I just want to say well done to those people who've been gifted it as well. Clinical, Jamaica City fan, also has another City channel. Go and show him a lot of love. Did an interview with myself a few months back and Big Steve, I think about a month ago as well. So big up to yourself. We've got another super chat as well from Uncommon Soul. Super sticker of $1.49. Thank you so much. The generosity is out of this world this evening. Thank you so much. There are lots of new names in the chat tonight. If you are new, smash that like button. We are trying to get to 3,000 subscribers as much as possible, as quickly as possible. And we are a family here. And if you are a subscriber, you can become a channel member for 99p and you will be entered into our monthly free prize giveaways where you will be given a chance to win 3 prizes of a mug, a coaster, and a keychain set, a design of your choice, of anything of your choice, with any sayings on it within reason, over at Andy Savage Store Online.co.uk.
Yeah.
SavageOnlineStore.co.uk.
And I'd add anyone, just if you've got mates who you think would enjoy, a bit of dinosaur city talk, instead of overly enthusiastic young people jumping around with hyperbole every time you touch the ball with a little back pass, then
which is also good.
Mates,
don't start banging on.
No, I'm just having a laugh. Tweet your mates.
Cheers, Rich.
Text them. Yeah, I wasn't talking about. No, I'm too dinosaur to use YouTube myself anyway. But
I've got Jordan and LB.
What you want, what you always want. Yeah. Hey. Now, thing is, Martin, everyone wants different things, and what you want with football YouTube is a lot of different channels to offer different things.
We're all unique. That's what.
And you want different. You might want to watch the same game with a different perspective from different channels, but just tell your mates, get more people on here.
Yeah, tell your mates, get them on. We're so close to 3,000. You see, I honestly, me and Rich, not kidding, the views have spiked so much. We're now hitting basically 2,000 views a show now.
And if we get to
just over that,
big thing for everyone, if this gets to 3,000, I'll let my dogs come live on air to have a little bit of a say about the Huddersfield game. And give him a pig's ear.
Well, I was also going to say we'd make Alan say something positive, but no. Listen, Steve, I'm always going to love King Cladser, but David Silva was the greatest player I ever saw. Listen, I'm Gio crazy, but I've got to be honest. I've got to give it to me old El Mago. Rodri was immense too. He was. Like I said, if you are new and a few names, smash that subscribe button and become part of the family tonight. So, yeah, that was the story of Manchester City 2, Sheffield United 0. We're now on, at the moment, 70 points. Let me just double check that. Oops, because
40, not 70.
What? 40 points. Did I say 70 points?
For 70. That would be so good.
City,
I don't think we've played enough games to get 70 points. Yeah.
Liverpool have played 19, goal difference of 23, 42 points. They play on Monday at home to Newcastle. Villa played 20, goal difference of 16, 42 points, but they looked very, very dodgy today. Took them a late 94th injury time winner to beat 10-man Burnley. And City have nipped up to third place now. the same level of games as Arsenal, 24 plus goal difference, 40 points. City have got the third best defence in the league. We have got the best attack within the league, scored the most goals. But Arsenal have had a really good season so far. City apparently were in crisis 3 weeks ago, and we've drawn the same amount of matches, lost the same amount of matches, and won the same amount of matches.
And if games in hand are won, United could be going bottom half.
Apparently, we're in crisis. This is why I say 3 weeks ago, calm. Listen, this is Groundhog Day. And it'll be the same next year if we have a slip. Everyone will have a meltdown again. And then come January to February, our season begins. It's whether we now got the squad to do it, which takes us nicely into the news. So, 149 watching, 100 likes. Come on. Good evening, Adam. Right, first thing first, Kyle Walker did throw a paddy coming off. There was a lot of panicking, what was going on. I did check earlier on. He went off because he was disappointed with his own performance. He was angry at himself. That's why the bottle got chucked. That's why he stormed down the tunnel. There was no issue at all with the sub or Pep. He was disappointed with his own performance. So anyone who wants to go make up, oh, he's falling out with Pep. No, he hasn't. He was pissed off with himself. So there you go. Told you it's not that interesting. It's not that intriguing. 40 points, by the way. Yay, we're not getting relegated. For the old
what
people
happens, what happens if we have a 115-point deduction? We could still, but that means we're minus 75.
You'll send Alan into absolute raptures over there. Right. The other news is Calvin Phillips. The chances are he probably has now played his last game for Manchester City today, or last appearance. Newcastle are getting closer to a deal. Believe it or not, we did say months ago, Newcastle. It went quiet because Newcastle do not want to pay or don't want him permanently. No, scrap that. Eddie Howe wants him permanently. Dan Ashworth doesn't. There's a little bit of loggerheads at the minute in Newcastle because apparently Dan Ashworth wants cheaper European options and Eddie Howe would like the good old-fashioned English Premier League proven player. And you get a little bit more bang for your buck abroad than what you do here. Now, City are happy for Calvin to go on loan, but there will be a bigger loan fee. So that's why you've seen Newcastle have been quoted £7.5 million just to loan him. Newcastle are a bit like, yeah, I don't really want to do that. Because £7.5 million is still quite a massive chunk out of their FFP budget. What do you hate, Danny? Sorry, mate. So, yes, that's where we're at. Juventus are still in the race. The City will let Juventus pay a lower amount because they're willing to do a fee with the agreement at the end. So they'll help a bit more. Whereas Newcastle, they know it's not really a permanent thing because he's basically a 6-month sub till Tonali comes back.
Yeah, and I think the important thing there, Martin, is that he will, if he goes to Juventus, his value is going to go down because he's going to be forgotten about. Yeah, if he goes to Juventus, in truth, I think they're not the Juventus they have been for most of our lifetime. They're not what they have been. So I think if he goes to Juventus, we need to know what the guaranteed money is and we need to be happy with that. If he goes to Newcastle and he plays, and he actually plays and does okay, at Newcastle his value could go up. He could put him, at Newcastle he'll put himself on, on the shelf to sell.
The problem is, Rich,
if he does well.
Want him permanently, it looks like. Because the problem is with Newcastle, they only have so much budget, and you do a 7.5, it's still, yes, I know it's not massive, but it's still a bigger chunk than what you'd pay at most loans.
They maybe feel they can't afford that next season.
Yeah.
When they've got Tonali, Joe Linton, Grimmer,
and they also expect Newcastle to pay
can't.
all the wages. They will expect Newcastle to take more of the wages. Juventus, they'll help Juventus more because this is what I mean. It's a real weird thing with it all. There's no problem with him going to Newcastle, and he will leave. He will be gone. And that's why I don't think he'll play any part against Huddersfield, or I will be shell-shocked because why would a team buy someone who's then cup-tied?
There's just no point in him staying. Pep will not play him.
Who said we're not getting anyone, Poonet?
Even when we desperately need that position, Pep won't play him. So there's just no point in him staying. You know.
So that's Calvin Dunn. Well, why is Alan messaging me about super chats? Anyway,
we're doomed. We're doomed.
I've got Alan.
Have you read out his channel? Have you read out his super chat about how he did send a super chat saying that Silva wasn't our greatest, that David Silva was not our greatest ever player. The general, Nicolas Otamendi, changed the club, changed football. And I think Alan said, I love the general. I love Nico.
Juventus could still, it all depends on what happens. And maybe another team comes in. The trouble is, there's a lot of this, we're interested, but nobody puts bids in or nobody puts money on the table. And I also said a couple of weeks back, I said, things change as you go along. 2 days ago, the news brought Inter Milan are in a shitstorm at the minute now. So you might get a player for Inter Milan who you might not have thought was coming ages ago, just because it's really weird how it works. Anyway, the next thing is Sergio Gomez. He wants to play football. He knows the chances at City are very low. City will not allow Sergio Gomez to leave without a replacement to come in. Was what I was told earlier. So Gomez, yes. I don't know what Rich is doing over there. So yes, Sergio Gomez could go, but only if there's a replacement. Calvin Phillips does not have to have a replacement to come in because they do think Akanji and Stones can do that backup alongside Kovacic and Nunes. They've got cover to cover Phillips. Does that make sense? They've got cover to cover Phillips. They haven't got cover to cover Gomez. They would need somebody else.
It's a very sad message for Phillips, though.
Of course it is.
Yeah. You're an England international, but we need Gomez more than we need you.
But, and then we'll get to the main story, shall we? Lucas Paqueta. Right. This has been an on-off all bloody 6 months. I thought, obviously, Kimmich could have happened. Paulinho was on the list. Kimmich was. Kimmich is looking more likely for summer, probably. Pep is desperate for Paqueta. You remember the last update I gave you? He really wants him. Paqueta is getting updates that you may hear somewhere during the next couple of weeks about the FA charges. He's had an update that is sounding really positive that everything seems going to be A-okay with that. Does anyone follow West Ham Central or ex-West Ham employee on Twitter? I don't know if they do. Dharmesh Chef, who works for Sky Sports, did a podcast with them on their Patreon, and he said City was still interested, very much so. Paqueta seems to still want the move, so that is an iron that is in the fire. If they can get that done, they will do it.
But how much extra? How much extra?
That I don't know. I don't know what fees.
I would assume they're going to want 30 million above the
release clause is 85 in January. At the moment, they're off to trying to get him to talk on new deals. Apparently, he won't do at the moment, so I don't know. So, yeah, it does seem Paqueta is still...
It'll need to be... I reckon they'll
put it this way.
It needs to be 100 million, over 100 million.
The guy I spoke to texted me 4 hours ago and went, expect news in the next couple of hours. And in the last 2 or 3 hours, different outlets are now breaking Paqueta and City news. So it is there.
Yeah.
It is out there now.
We'll have to break our record fee to get him.
No, we won't. If it's 100 million or more, Rich, City will walk.
Well, we're not going to get him for less than 100 million. Why would West Ham in 6th place with what they've got? You know,
because he goes for 85 in 6 months anyway.
Yeah, but I think, but yeah, but they're not going to. Yeah, he has, but they'll let him go for 85. He's worth 25, 30 million to them for the rest of this season, and then making a change.
All right, then. What happens if but Rich, hang on. If he's cleared now and West Ham price him out of a move, that's twice now his dream is dead.
And well, no, he just goes in June for 85.
What do you think he'll do for the next 4 months?
Well,
there you go, Rich. Is it worth it to West Ham?
Do you know what? I don't
Hang on, you said this about Nunes.
No.
Nunes went on strike.
Yeah, but if he really wants to play for City, he's not going to impress Pep. If West Ham say there's no deal and he wants to join City in June, having a Mard for the next 6 months is not going to impress Pep and impress City. You know,
all right then. Hang on. Whoa, Rich.
Nunes threw a Mard for a day.
No, he didn't. He went on strike.
Deal was done. Yeah, but it was about 2 days before the transfer window was closing. You're talking about Paqueta throwing a stop for 6 months.
Didn't come back to pre-season training for 3 weeks.
Harry Kane had a year left on his contract.
Rich, you can't say, hang on a minute.
No. What I'm saying to you
is Nunes can have a mad ass.
I'm saying I think you're being a little bit naive about West Ham's position in this.
I'm not.
They have got 85 million guaranteed in June. They're going to have to make a call. If they sell him now, they've got to make enough over that 85 million that it's worthwhile for them. And for me, that's going to be 20, 30 million higher than the buyout clause. So City are going to have to go and pay 110, 115 million if they want Paqueta in January.
Adrian Robinson, maybe they look at Paqueta as an 8, not 10. Because you think about it, is Kovacic long-term at City?
No, he's not.
Right.
The question is, if you sign Paqueta, is it De Bruyne or Foden you drop if you're playing him at 8?
You don't need to drop.
Well, so you're going to play Foden back on the wing? Or are you going to totally redo the formation and not have the formation?
Listen, I don't get paid enough for that sort of question. Yeah. Don't come to me with that.
No, I'm just saying. I'm saying ultimately, if Paqueta comes in for 115 million,
I think you'll see the less of the. Yeah, but Rich, hang on a minute. Akanji was playing striker at one point this season. I don't know where we're at with formations anymore, Rich.
Yeah, but you know, you're either going to be.
Could you see the invertedness stopping it soon? Could.
Yeah, I mean, for me, Paqueta's he's coming in as the Bernardo.
No, he is not a better 10. Are you saying that you think Paqueta's a better 10 than Foden? No, never. No. All right, then. How about this from midfield? Rodri, Paqueta, KDB, Foden.
And then what? 2 up front?
No.
So no more. What would you do for width?
What do you mean?
Well, if you're playing those 4 with a 4 man at the back, you've got 2 places up front. So you can't. So you're going 3 at the back. So effectively, Rodri's in the 4th.
3-4-3. Full sense.
So you're basically going to have no width. I think if you do that, your width's got to come in the 4, and there's no width in that 4.
You can't have Paqueta, Bernardo. If you get Paqueta, by the way, Paqueta, Bernardo, KDB, Foden, and then say width.
What about? Maybe you could go 3-5-1.
I don't know what you could. Do you know what you do, Rich? You have a bench.
Actually, no, then you could go 4-5-1.
You have a bench for a change, Rich.
Yeah, I just think there is the problem, and I
look at the bench
at the start of the season.
Yes, I've got options that might change a game.
I said it at the start of the season, and I really want to know how it's going to work. Is with Pep's desire for control and not losing the ball, I see it unlikely. I see it unlikely we play a 3-man midfield.
There you go, Rich.
With KDB and Foden. And so I see KDB and Foden are fighting for a place at the moment, unless one of them changes position slightly. And that does worry me, because I want Foden's absolutely key to our team. But when De Bruyne comes back in, is Pep really going to play De Bruyne and Foden together with the risk of losing control?
Can De Bruyne play games, Rich?
No, there is that. He's probably going to play one game a week. But
do you know who is?
It's going to be interesting.
I'll tell you who's in trouble, Rich. Alvarez.
Yeah, and
you've just bought Echeverry. Someone needs to tell me what that is. You've just bought him. Where does he play?
Attacking midfield,
right?
Mainly.
You see the problem? The guy who's getting phased out, and I'll be honest with you, I think Paqueta could. Is Paqueta a Bernardo? I don't know.
But yeah, and I think you're then looking at.
He's been out of the way for a good time, not a long time now. Bernardo's got the release clause everyone's forgotten about all of a sudden.
Paqueta could be the Bernardo replacement, and that, to me, is the most logical thing.
Getting prepared. Maybe
it's the most logical thing for me, because I just think he's got that flexibility and things. But we are going to have, if we do all get fit, and we sign Paqueta, then we are going to have a situation, especially because people forget we signed Doku, and Doku was signed to play with Grealish. But if you had Doku and Grealish and Haaland playing, for example, in a team, you might then have Paqueta, De Bruyne, Bernardo, Foden, all competing for 2 places with Nunes and Kovacic. By the way, you might have 6 players competing for 2 places.
Anyone who's having a go at us, come on, I know you're not Blue Hat. Listen, I only tell you the info we get told. I believe the person who tells our info is very, very good at what they know. I'm not the ITK. Nobody here is. Rich knows who the ITK is. And he has not got anything wrong so far. He was the one who told us months ago about Newcastle and Calvin Phillips. And Newcastle and Calvin Phillips is strongly on. So he's the one who told us about Bernardo signing new contracts in June. And it happened. So I do believe this person a lot. They've not got anything wrong so far. So, yes, I agree what you say, Blue Art. Pinch of salt, mate. Totally agree with you. I'm just telling you what we get told. We're not the ITKs. We're not. It's the person we get the info off who is very, very good at what they do. But there you go. Proden will have to play some games off the right still. Oh, I've no doubt about that. I know me and Daniel will never get our wish, because you're going to play under Pep Guardiola, you're playing a rotational system. And that's just the way it is. And Echeverry on loan, he's young. Yeah, but he'll be back after 12 months. Wouldn't Alvarez play in a wing for a bit? I've always said that, but as LB's always said, and I'm starting to think it myself, I'm not sure about that anymore.
But I think one thing Alvarez has seen this season is that Haaland has missed games this season. And Haaland will always miss. Haaland shouldn't be playing 66 games, I think they said this year. Haaland shouldn't be starting more than 45, even if he's fit the whole time. If he gets injured, it goes below that. So, and there's only so long that Alvarez will take that, the same as Gabby J, who was a brilliant backup, but ultimately at some point wanted to go and become a main man. And he, to be fair, he hasn't really done it as a main man at Arsenal. But Alvarez, I think we've got a few years where he'll accept not playing, not starting every game. But, plus, when you've won what he has at his age.
Let's put it this way, Rich. I got told today as well, KDB is closest to the one who's closest to be playing football next.
Yeah, well, by all accounts,
he's ahead of Doku and Haaland injury-wise.
Yeah, he could. They're saying that he
that
could
tells
play
everything you need to know.
Sheffield, but we probably won't.
That I don't know. He loves the club. He's happiest that he's ever been. He's desperate to get out. Like, he was so emotional today.
He might not know whether he's going to sign a new contract. That's the thing with Pep, is I don't know that he always plans ahead that much, which is why he's like the freedom of just renewing all the time.
Who said it was a he, Cade? I've never said it was a he. Could be a she. And what did they get wrong?
My day.
Don't know. It's nice to hear stuff here, but I don't put anything. Listen, we don't ever put it down as 100%. I agree with you. But nice to have a strong bench. Listen, things change. That's the beauty of football. Exactly, Steve. Things do change. Like, what, you hear this, Kimmich is on, then it doesn't happen. Things can just disappear in an instant.
Yeah, right back, I'd still like Frimpong.
He wasn't. No, they weren't the person, Cade. Somebody else told me, Jude Bellingham, he wasn't the person. Two separate people told me that I wasn't speaking to this person back then. I only met this person this season. Do I like the new City kit? No, I do not. If that's the real kit, it's hanging.
I thought it was fake.
Yeah, I'm hoping it is. It's basically this year's shirt with thin lines down it. It makes no sense. That is lazy. If that's true, that's lazy from Puma. Happy New Year, Blue Art. Right, should we get on to the membership giveaway? Rich?
Yeah.
One thing I did get told, like I said, they are looking into Milan. They did tell me the player's name.
1 second, I've just got to go and get my dogs in.
I'm not sure if it was Stefano Sensa. I'm sure it could have been Stefano Sensa they were on about. I'm sure it was Sensa. I will double check that. I'm sure it was Stefano Sensa they told me about in the Milan. Because I thought it would have been Barella, but it's not Sensa. I'm sure it is. I will double check that for next week. Anyway, Sensei, whatever he's called. Midfielder in Milan anyway. Let me go on to our members part. If you want a member, this is Rich. Whoa, hello. We done, Rich. Right, there are 95 members. I'm going to do what I always do and get our randomizer up. And I will tell you the person who wins this. And as anyone will tell you, we do this as fairly. Let me just turn my background off. As fairly as we possibly can. Just so you know that we are honest. Don't you just love? Random number, where is it? That is going to 95. So you can see it goes from number 1 to number 95. So there you know. I'm going to randomize it, and I will tell you who it is. There it is, randomize him. $43. So 43 is the number that wins. And that is... Are you a member, Rich? You're not a member, are you?
No.
Lazy bugger.
I didn't think it would look good if I won a prize. $29, $46.
Don't do that to me. Stop it. Right. Rich, stop it. Right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6. Hang on a minute. Something not quite right here. Hang on. Right, now I've got it now. There we go.
Alan hasn't won, has he?
No.
Oh, good.
Oh, good. There you go. Right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 12. Six, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43. Right, we have the winner. A Colin Pollitt. So, Colin Pollitt. I've totally butchered that name. Good night, Steve. Have a very good new year, mate. I hope you have an amazing, amazing 2024. We'll see you back next week. Colin Pollitt is the winner of the Members December prize giveaway. Please get in contact with us, Colin, over at our emails. Mancunianway1894gmail.com, and we will get in contact with you about your prize and where to go with it. So there you go, Colin Pollitt. Congratulations on your win. And thank you for everyone who's become a member of the channel or continues to support your channel. It is amazing. It is everything. We cannot thank you enough. Honestly, it is really, really amazing. But yeah, well done to Colin. Thank you, Steve. Right, what I want to do is, so that is, there we go. So Manchester City, just to let everyone know, we have gone from a crisis, 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, Rich, and Manchester City have actually, believe it or not, won their last 4 games. Believe it or not, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Manchester City have not lost a game since they played Aston Villa with 7 games unbeaten in all comps.
Yeah, isn't Rodri now up to about 50 games unbeaten or something?
Yeah, well, that's what I mean. Since we've lost against Villa, that was back in the start of December. We have beaten Luton away, beaten Red Star away, drew 2 each with Palace, 3-0 against Urana Red Diamonds, beat Fluminense 4-0, beat Everton 3-1, and beat Sheffield United 2-0. So there you go. Also, the other thing is, we, Manchester City, have gone the whole of 2023 undefeated at home in all competitions, which is amazing. So there you go. Not bad for a club in crisis.
Yeah, now you can see the commentators starting to worry that City are about to go on a 15-20 game winning streak, and we're building in 3 or 4, 4, whatever it is now. They know we've got a relatively easy run Jan and Feb, and you can start to see the worrying. And I think Trent Alexander-Arnold's come out and said it, that they expect City to go and win 15-20 games on the trot. And I think the teams are looking a bit worried. I think that West Ham game is a huge blow for Arsenal. Arsenal, everything's gone in their favour so far this season compared to City. They've finally beaten us. They've had really good fitness compared to us. We've had every disaster coming. We've been in a slump, and yet we're going to end the year, potentially, with our game in hand, better than them.
Vader's here right at the end.
Nuts.
Hey, Vader.
What's going on?
I'm going to buy Vader a watch.
I'm terribly sorry, guys. It's can you even see me in this?
Are you in a car park?
Don't worry, mate. You're all right.
It's in this car.
You know what? I'm doing a Martin. I'm in the car driving around. Nah, I didn't want to miss the show. Snow? Apologies. Let me take myself off camera because this is terrible.
Have you got snow?
No, there's no snow out here.
Oh,
It's been a snowless holiday Christmas.
I was
So
looking
it's been
forward to seeing like a Home Alone scene of snow and Christmas lights and everything.
nah, not even close, man. It's actually kind of weird. But despite the no snow, it's still been a great holiday. I want to wish you guys a happy holiday going into the new year. And we got so many gifts. We got losses from United over the holidays, losses from Arsenal. It's been such a good 2023. On top of that, with all the trophies that we won, man, there couldn't have been a better year to be shared with City fans like yourselves and obviously Ozzy and Alan and Gundo and Patrick and then the whole crew not able to all be here right now. But I had such a great year and I had such a great time as a City fan, a large part with your content and talking football with you guys. So I didn't want to miss the show and not say that
Awesome.
before you guys
Thank
signed
you.
off.
And I think the beauty is that if we go back to July when we were talking in our pre-season, I think we all said if we're within striking distance, 5 or 6 points of the top at Christmas, then we all feel very confident. And that was based on an assumption that we'd have De Bruyne and Haaland and things would have gone well. So the fact that everything that's happened to us this season has, and we're still bang on where we'd have been happy to be back in July, right in the mix. I think, I think it's a bit ominous for the rest of the Premier League.
Oh, it's crazy.
Can I just say one thing? Because I don't know if she's gone. Sorry, Mayor. Julia, I want to wish you a very good new year. I hope your mum and your family get well. If you need anything, Julia, we are here. Always here, Julia. So I want to send you all our love and our support, and we're thinking of you, Julia. Don't forget, you've got another family here within the city community. Also, we're going to the quiz. We'll do it on when we're on our winter break. So there's a week where City have no fixtures. I think it's between the Huddersfield game and if I get it right, 7th.
Or was it between Newcastle and Burnley?
Yeah, between 13th of January and the 31st. So it'll be after the Newcastle game on the 13th of January. We'll do it then because there's a 2-week break of no games. So we'll do the quiz then in January. Like I said, you'll get more money, value for your money. The first prize will be a £50 gift voucher for the City Store. The second prize will be a £25 gift voucher at the City Store. And we'll also give away the treble winning medal as well live on the channel. So that will be between the middle towards, it will be before the Burnley game, be after the Newcastle game. So sandwiching that time, we will get a massive quiz night, loads of drinks, whatever you want to do, and we'll have an hour and a half, 2 hours of fun where you win something really good. And it gives you that lift after Christmas. And we won't just do the transfer. We'll do transfer shows as well, but we'll also make sure you have some fun during that time as well. Sorry, mate, to go, mate.
Hey, no worries. Those are some huge prizes, so that's fantastic. You guys make sure you don't miss that. No, I just want to say what a year. Like absolutely incredible. It's funny, Rich, when you were talking about how we wanted the season to kind of play out, knowing that we almost got everything we wanted last season and we just wanted to be in striking distance. It's 2 points off top is absolutely mind blowing when I really take a second and I think about the quote unquote meltdowns and crises that we had, the stresses about who's able to play, no Rodri suspension, KDB injured, Silva slightly injured, Stones, to be 2 points off at the halfway mark. It's crazy. And I haven't done the homework yet. I haven't geeked out and looked at past seasons and where the league leaders have been from a point standpoint. We're at 40. I think past seasons are probably 47, maybe maybe as high. Could there have been as high as 49? I think
Possibly,
I think the rest of our competitors.
Everyone's lower.
Okay. I think the likes of Liverpool and Arsenal, they have to be kicking themselves. They just have to be, because this is a season where we've had heavy hitters like KDB and Haaland not available, and we've been so inconsistent with our midfield. Obviously, bringing in 2 new additions and losing the likes of Gundogan. Like, they have to be looking at past league leaders that have taken titles away from City. And no disrespect, but that was Liverpool. And when Liverpool did it, they blitzed. They got out like a rocket with regards to how they started the season. And when we were feeling the most pressure, mind you, they weren't able to do it. But when Arsenal was applying the most pressure, it's because they had such a blitz start to the season. So these rivals have to be kicking themselves to be like, we were only 2 points off of City, and we know we needed to be better if we were going to even stand a chance, because the teams that have stood a chance had blitzing starts. So I'm going into this new year. I'm gonna have a drink for each of you. I'm gonna drink one for each of you. I'm gonna be celebrating 2023, and I'm so optimistic for 2024, man.
Yeah,
love it, man.
It's really heading into a good place at the minute. It really is.
I'm just waiting for the next crisis video.
Why you gotta do that, Martin? Why you gotta do that?
Because it's coming, Vader.
What? Well, you know what? Okay, let me hint to a little bit of a crisis. How much longer do we have before Haaland and Doku are back?
KDB's more likely to play football before they are, is the word I got.
So, but that's not giving me any reassurances. Like, what are we thinking?
I'd say another week or 2.
Yeah, not long now. I think they seem to think all of them will be back by Newcastle. So, and bearing in mind,
go ahead.
They're saying they think they'll all be back for Newcastle. So bearing in mind that
Newcastle?
means it's only Huddersfield in between, and half of them wouldn't have played against Huddersfield normally.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I think we're in pretty strong position.
Okay. Newcastle might be okay. All right. So yeah, no crises until then.
BB's put it here. Haaland's still feeling pain. That's the trouble is, mate. Of Haaland, which not many people know, Haaland has been playing with painkilling injections.
Damn.
To get through it. Do you remember Foden at Villa away when he got taken off and everyone went, "Oh, why is Foden been dragged off at Villa Park?" I found out the next day he'd had a painkilling injection that day as well, and that was why he got dragged off.
Okay. I miss Haaland, man. I miss Haaland.
Fans hit the polite Walker today. I was going to try more in respect. Walker was pissed off at himself, not anybody else. But everyone jumps to the obvious, don't they?
No, I get that. I'm excited. I'm excited to see
Rosie's here, Vader.
Rose is in the building.
Mm-hmm.
I'm driving, so I can't quite read the.
She says, "Happy New Year to everyone and their families. Blessings from Manchester City for the new year. Love to all from Jamaica. Same to you, Rose."
Rose, my gal, what's going on? Happy holidays and happy New Year.
Why are you nicking my subscribers?
What'd you say?
I'm joking. Listen, it's not even my subscribers that our subscribers. It's their channel. It's not even my channel. It's our channel, their channel. But yeah, this is why I love, because we're all a community. Do you know? I find it so, because do you know what's so weird? You go on to City Extra, you've got 85,000. You go on to Mancunian Way, not even 3,000. And everyone knows each other.
Yeah.
This is what I love about the City community.
Yeah.
It's like one family. I love it. If you go onto United's channels or any other channels, it's all different people. I love it. I love the family thing between our football clubs. Love it.
Yeah.
Update on Johnny Stones. He did put an IG message out, actually.
Okay.
So
Okay.
that's not as that they were worried about being months out. It's weeks out. You just reminded me of the information I didn't say earlier on. Michael Judge, another big thanks to all the Mancunian way. No, thank you, Michael. Great analysis, great stories, great fun, amazing show. The show must go on, spirit. I love the show. Thanks so much, and a happy new year. Happy new year to you as well.
Man, it's great. I can hear Rich's dogs are still they're in
Well, we're gonna
celebratory
end
mode.
now. I know you like Party Vader, but
they want to get a pig's ear for us getting to 3,000 subscribers.
Martin, I was done on the channel.
That's the
I will
deal.
go down as a legend. You will sub 2. You are a legend, mate. So I mean, none of us are legends. You people are the legends. The Matter story makes on hopefully later in January. Thank you all. I want to say a big thank you to everyone who has joined us in 2023. You have been amazing. What I want you to do is please have a very lovely New Year's Eve wherever you are in the world. Please stay safe. If you drink responsibly. Enjoy yourself. Be safe while you're out there. If you don't, still be safe and look after yourself. Have a fantastic New Year's Eve. Rich's is today. Richie will be partying away down at Sydney Harbour in what? 12 hours, Rich? 9 hours, 11 hours?
I'm driving tonight. It's a bit
Are you driving tonight? Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. We have mates who have a big party every New Year's Eve.
Hang on a minute. Have you just transferred to a minivan?
I was in my car when I joined the show.
Have you got a minivan?
No, it's not a minivan.
Not a little 9 to 5.
It's not a minivan. Don't do that.
I thought you'd have the old Merc.
It's one of those. It's one of those Mercedes, you know.
No, not
minivans, isn't it?
It's
that all the
like
extras
that.
have.
It's a simple Volvo. It's very safe.
In the mornings.
You guys are jokers.
Carpool Vader. That's his new name. Carpool Vader.
You guys are jokers. I had to make sure I joined your show before you signed off. And I also want to say, man, I'm not exaggerating at all. Like, you always want success for your club, but I absolutely never thought we would have done what we did this year. I didn't even realize it went surprise to me, undefeated for 2023 at home. And the fact that we won all those 5 trophies this year, man, I'm gonna sound corny, but I understand the sentiment of saying I don't need another trophy this year. I so get it. I so get it. The competitiveness in me, though, I want to win.
No, you are not doing that. You are not nicking my line. Don't you dare nick my line.
I understand it now. I get it. Maybe it's the holiday joy. I don't know what it is.
Today, it's very true that, Alec. Today, I'm telling you now, mate, I sat there and I put a tweet out on the channel Twitter. I don't know if anyone's seen it. We Are the Champions being played around the stadium and the banners coming down. And I went, and what was so funny about it, the banners didn't come down normal. The banners came down really messy, and they didn't come down one at a time. They were meant to be like all set up and come down in one, and it just got messed up. And I sat there, and I think I said it on it. I turned to my missus and I went, "So sir, it's so silly." He's like, we do this big grandeur thing, and we can't get the banners down correctly. And I was like, "It's so sir." You just wouldn't have it any other way. That we mess up banners coming down. Thought it's amazing. But it was great from the minute silent at the start for everyone we'd lost this year within the family. They did the Sheffield United staff and legends as well for their team. It was just really good that we honoured the legends that have passed, from Francis Lee for ourselves, Trevor Francis, right up to Sheffield United. It was just really good. A poignant moment followed with a little bit of funniness with the banners coming down, which they couldn't get right. And from the 5 trophies being there, from being announced as winning everything, and I'm sat there going, it's, you know, and the scary thing is we've still got these 115 charges on you. Yeah, loving it. You wouldn't have it any other way.
Oh man.
But yeah, honestly, Vater's obviously Vater's not had the greatest year himself because obviously did his injury. He's been doing rehab. Get over to Better Games TV. He's going to have a massive 2024. I assure you all. Get over there. Show our top friend of the show, personal friend, everything. A lot of love.
Thank you so very much, man. And blessed to the two of you, and obviously Ozzy and Alan, those featured on the show as well. Yeah, have a fantastic holiday.
Is that Ozzy Allen AUSSR, or is it Ozzy, Alan?
Back before Alan shouts.
We've got Ozzy Allen and we've got Ozzy.
Alan, thank you so much for another super chat. Happy New Year to all you Blues. Happy New Year's misery guts. Thank you, Alan. Martin, that was funny. It was typical City, that it really was. What a year, 2023, the best year we'll ever have. And some of our fans are still bitching people and moaning about the way we play. This is what makes me laugh. We've had the best year of our life, and some of our fans moan about the way we play. Like, come on, man. What are we doing? I love the fan base. I love it. I know two big clubs that have passed away this year. Oh, it's coming in hot there. He's talking about the old Man United. Sadness and happiness mixed in. Yep. And there are all the emojis. Fact, Super City. Will Alan be happy in 2024? That is the question.
No, Alan's not happy unless he's unhappy. So
Alan's
like
Alan.
Moron.
Yeah. Alan's Alan, and we love him.
Alan's only happy when he's unhappy.
Honestly, the way Alan's been texting me during this show, you'd think he was my boss. The way he's been texting me. Why haven't you done this? Why aren't you doing that? It's like, he's my boss. Like, what's going on? It's like...
Have you told Alan about the 2-hour Nicholas Otamendi special we're doing next week?
No, because I don't want to.
We've got dozens of Argentinian, Blues on. We're going to do a 2-hour Otamendi special, talking about all his greatest moments.
Sorry, I've totally read that wrong. I do apologise. I know two big Blues that have passed away this year. That minute silence. Were they on the LED? So, mate, sorry about it. Thank you for correcting me as well, because that would have sounded so inconsiderate. And I thought you said two big clubs. My Rich probably read it and thought, what a dick at the time. I apologise, Arias. And yeah, anyone who has lost anyone this year, that was for you. Thoughts and prayers and everything was for you. And City do that every year, and I've done that every year for a very, very long time. Alan, we know you love Nunes. Don't hide it. It really doesn't. Anyway, thank you all. Lots of love. We will be back now. Nothing New Year's Eve, nothing New Year's Day. We're going to be back Thursday with a Thursday night show where you're not going to love this. The transfer window's officially open.
Hey!
Any news on anyone? Paqueta, Calvin Phillips. If anything breaks on Phillips on New Year's Day or the Wednesday, the Tuesday, we will come live and then we'll do it. Pat's here now, but we're about to leave. Jesus. Let's say Pat's here Happy New Year.
I've got to go, so I'll say goodbye.
Pat, we're going to let you say
Happy New Year, everyone.
We're about to go off. I'll let you say Happy New Year.
I'll come back in an hour whilst Pat's still going. Bye.
Were you just about to leave?
Yeah, we're about to wrap.
Oh, how dare you?
Well, we've been going for 2 hours, mate.
Yeah. Well, it's the last one of the year. I thought you'd give all our comment section and our fans and everybody in the chat and nearest and dearest a bit more time than just 2 hours.
Well, it's 1 a.m., mate. I was going to do a Twitter space. That's looking unlikely now.
All right, okay. Well, enjoy your Twitter space anyway. But look, just before you wrap up, I just wanted to quickly jump on and wish everybody a very, very happy and prosperous 2024. Whether we can repeat all the success and everything that happened in 2023 remains to be seen. But I tell you what, these last 12 months are going to be nothing short of nothing but fond memories for everybody for many, many years to come, I think. And Martin, thanks again for another great 12 months on the Mancunian way. Rich, I know he's gone, but, you know, as the fellow Sydney Blue and that, mate, you know, we're always bonded by our love for the club. And everybody else there, Vader, Carl, Alan, of course, anybody else I forgot to mention as well. Thanks for all your love and support towards the channel as well. It's been great. It's been great, and I'm looking forward to what 2024 brings.
Yeah, and I was going to say, Pat, while you were on, you have done amazing since you've been on. You are a major addition to the channel, and we can't thank you enough, mate, for coming on.
Thanks, mate. It actually only feels like yesterday I was doing this end of year thing, you know, at a hotel room in Manchester in 2022 with all this, you know, uncertainty about what the squad was doing. And then here we are 12 months later, pretty much every single dream being fulfilled as a Blue. And, you know, it's like, you think now we can all, you know, we can all spend the rest of our days as happy as anybody could be. But, you know, it's like, as Noel Gallagher said when he was talking about, I've got 3 Rolls Royces and 87 million pounds in the bank. All I want is I want more.
I'm a bit upset because DC's put Happy New Year, Patrick, and no kisses. Have you ever fallen out? Have you had a disagreement?
No. Just yeah, me and DC get along. It's a very professional. It's a very professional relationship. Don't copy me, okay?
Ooh. Oh my God, no! She sent you a kiss now.
Love you, DC. I hope you're well, love.
Yeah, everyone else can piss off in the chat because Pat don't care about any of you. Pat only cares about DC, no one else. I love them all. So does Vader. Pat has his favourites. Martin, it's complicated. Yeah.
Can you explain the complications to me?
You've got a proving stalker that you can't get rid of. There's one part of the complication.
Oh, she ain't a stalker anymore. Let me tell you, I've binned her off.
There goes the kisses. Anyway, right. We do want to thank you all for having listened. I'm still not 100%. Please have a fantastic and safe New Year's Eve and New Year's Day. If you are with family, I know this sounds great. It sounds really corny. I don't really care. Give them an extra hug. Squeeze them that little bit more tighter because tomorrow is never promised and should always be celebrated. And look after each other. Look after yourselves. Thank you. The channel has absolutely smashed in the last 2 months. And I've also got to thank LB, City Extra, loads of people, Big Steve, JSGC, the City community in general, and everyone who's had us on, where we've been asked to go onto their channel. It's been amazing. And that growth doesn't happen without the respect and the support from everyone within the City community. And 2024 will look very different because I assure you, I'm not sure if it's the next time you see us or the next week, but the Mancunian way is over as you know it. 2024, the Mancunian way. Will look very different. That's all I'll say. Take care. Oh, no one's leaving. We're just going to change the graphics and we're changing everything.
It's hard to keep up. It's hard to keep up with you, man.
Well, I get bored of the same stuff. I like to keep things going in a modern world.
Oh, well, now you know how we feel.
Why are you doing it?
What are you talking about, mate? I couldn't even draw a straight line with a ruler.
Well, there you go. Let's be quiet, you. Thanks, mate. Hope you enjoy the new year.
That doesn't give you permission to critique that, Mr. Teacher, by the way.
Ooh. Just tell everyone my job. Happy New Year. No, we're not changing the name, but the backgrounds, the graphics, the intro, the thumbnail, all changing. We're spicing it up a little bit. Thanks. And the person who does help us do that, I will not name them, but they deserve a big thank you as well. They know who they are. They are within the Mancunian Way community. They know who they are. A massive thank you to them. Because without them, we don't look anywhere near this good. It's their time that we pay no money for. It's all free. As the guests coming on a free. Thank you so much. But it's not over. It's just going to change. The channel's not ending. Bloody hell, everyone's thinking the channel's ending. So no, the channel's not ending. We're just changing the way it looks. And no, not changing the name. No way.
Martin, I better jump, mate. So again, everybody out there, thanks for all your support and everything. It's been a fantastic year, and let's hope for more success in 2024.
Yeah, and thank you all. Happy New Year to you all. Have a great 2024. I want to thank everyone on the channel, from Rich to Ozzy to Pat to Raider to Carl to Andy Savage, 9320 Pubcast, amazing channel. MCFR, who comes in the links, Alec Johnson. I could name everyone. All the links to City channels are in our description below. Smashing them up. Hit the likes for every single one of them. To all our subscribers, thank you. To everyone tonight, from Alan to Austin to Danny to Lee Gates to Mark Fogg to Uncommon Soul, who have all smashed it out with likes, super chats, super stickers, and memberships. You are legends. You are legends in the chat. This channel is nothing without you, because the Mancunian way is not just your way, it's your channel. And I want to thank you all, and we'll see you all in 2024. Take care and have a really good new year. I will offer a Twitter space in the next 1:15. Do a late night. Yes, late night one, 1:15. I need to wrap up and then I'm away. I will start my night duty with Cara. And we'll see you all soon. Take care. See ya. Crisis. What crisis? See you later.